I've spent many a sunny, snowy, cloudy, rainy, windy day in Saltburn car parks getting into my wetsuit to get out into the surf. Not very many people know this, but surfing actually started in Cornwall and Saltburn in the UK at the same time, making Saltburn one of the hot spots in England for some of the best surf that's out there. Unfortunately, the thing is with Saltburn surf is that over the summer, the nicer days when you want to be wearing your board shorts and maybe a rash vest, the sea's usually pretty calm. There is a couple of odd days in the summer where you get a nice wind swell and the sun's out and it's absolutely jam-packed out there. More often than not, from sort of September to February, March time is when the surf's best in Saltburn, which is not for the faint-hearted. Like I said before, it's cold, it's rainy, it's snowing often. It's a bit of a hidden jewel in the north, and one of the reasons I guess I've stuck around here. If you rewind back to the COVID-19 pandemic, me and a couple of the other lads were hell-bent on training Jiu Jitsu. We absolutely loved it, absolutely adored it, still do, but we got the rug pulled out from under us and none of us could train, as you probably remember. So we were a bit stuck with something to do. You know, we're active people, we like to get out there and do stuff. Saltburn on our doorstep, me and Dan took up surfing. You know, we got clattered around by the waves. We went out in conditions we shouldn't have, but fuck me, it was good fun. I got addicted to it and it made us realise that although Jiu Jitsu is amazing, there's other things out there too. You look at the Ritulo brothers, Jocko Willing, countless other people that are into combat sports also surf. There's a real nice yin and yang between them. Obviously combat sports, you always need somebody else. Surfing, you just need you, a surfboard and some waves to get out there. It's very calming, it's physically intense as well, especially when you get fucking thrown under those waves and dragged under and you're gasping for breath and all of a sudden you swim at the surface and you feel like you've just been born again. There's a wonderful little shop there owned by a bloke called Gary, called Saltburn Surf Shop, surprise, surprise. Gary's been in the surf scene since the 70s. He's a proper legend. If you're looking to surf in Saltburn and you want to give it a go for the first time, perhaps you don't want to invest in all the gear, go to Gary's surf shop. He'll talk you through it, help you figure out where to paddle out, what board might be best for you based on your size, get you a wetsuit that's going to fit in some boots, and it won't cost much at all. He's a proper dude. He once got me out of a proper situation before when I stupidly hid my car key just under my tyre for when I was out surfing, instead of getting a lockbox or a bag to stick around your neck under your wetsuit. When I came back out the surf, I went to get it, and as I went to get it, I just like pushed it into the springs of the car and all the messiness. So I was screwed, everything was in my car, my phone, my wallet. So I was fucked basically. And so in my wetsuit, put my surfboard under my car, kind of huddled over to Gary and said, look, this has happened. Can you help me? I guess like a few other members of the public had tried to help me and fish it out. So he fashioned this like hook together out of like a pole and something else that he just had kind of lying around in his magic hut full of stuff. And we got down the side of my car and hooked it out. Thank you again for that, Gary. I owe you a pint. His son, his son's a fantastic longboard surfer as well, who travels around the world competing and doing very well. There's a full legacy there, and he's often found watching the shop too. So if you are in Saltburn, if you are interested in surfing, go and say hello to those guys. Saltburn's also got, I think it's called a perambulator, because to get down to the beach of Saltburn, you've got to go down some big cliffs. If you want to go back up to town from the beach, there's this huge thing that is on rails and just like slides up the cliff face, which is really nice. Another top tip, if you're going to Saltburn, when you pull into the town and keep going, there's a big windy road round. There's a car park on your left with about 20 spaces in it. There's a bigger car park on your right and an overflow car park too. They are all a fucking nightmare, especially if the weather's above 10 degrees. People flock to Saltburn. They just want a beach day because when the conditions are nice, it is beautiful. Conditions aren't always nice, obviously, but a lot of people will still flock there. Those car parks can be chaos. I often just see people driving around in circles, trying to find a space to no avail, getting stressed in the hot cars, kids screaming in the back. It's a nightmare. Go to the overflow car park, drive past the car parks, you can go to the overflow. There's often sneaky little spaces in there, so you might get lucky. If that's chocker, avoid Cat Nav car park, avoid the main car park with the 20 spaces, go back up the hill and just park along the cliff tops. It's a really, really nice view. You can get sorted in peace and quiet without people beeping, asking if they can have your space when you're done, because you're only just putting your fucking wetsuit on, let alone had 2 hours in the surf. And then you can take a nice walk down into the beach, and then when you're finished surfing, yeah, it's a bit of a trek back up, but it actually works. It's quite a nice cool down, because surfing is intense, it's physically intensive. You spend a lot more time paddling than you do actually on your surfboard. You can be a bit knackered, but that walk back up the steps back to your car is on a nice day, it's very nice. So either side of the pier is good for surfing. There's obviously different breaks each side, lefts and rights. There's also a spot called Penny's Rip, because it has a rip tide to pull you out, so be careful if you're not an advanced surfer. But there's some lovely spots there. You will see more of the shredders over that way. So if you're like me and you think you're a bit better than you are, head out to Penny's Rip and get some proper surfing done too. There's obviously fantastic fish and chips. It's a British seaside town. Pick your chip shop, they're all good. There's one that has massive hour-long queues. Obviously the fish and chips are great from there, but the other ones are great too. So you don't have to go to that one just because everybody else is queuing there. They're all idiots. On this particular day, I did get the sun and some waves as well. I took my GoPro with me to test out the mouth rig to figure out how that was surfing. I've tried with a chest harness before, but it kind of gets in the way of your surfboard and paddling. So I went for the trusty mouth rig. The issue was, it was quite wild, so I got shot about, underwater, over water, my board flipped over, just trying to get out, which is good fun, and I think is part of it. But the issue was, without realising it, when I kept grabbing my GoPro, by the time I actually got a decent wave, I'd set it to photo burst mode. So I'd clicked what I thought was record, and it just took 5 photos. I've got no footage of me actually catching a wave. So here's some footage of some other people catching some nice waves in Saltburn. If you're serious about it, if you're local, there's some awesome Facebook groups as well that are very welcoming to surfers. If you're scared about going out on your own, you can put a message in the group and say, look, I'm going to go out on this day, looks quite nice out there. Does anybody fancy coming with me, because you don't want to get pulled out, or you want, you know, people to be able to see you if you get stuck. So there is a really nice community vibe there as well, which is very helpful. Surfing's known for its locals only kind of aggressiveness, I guess, which stems from the US mainly. But Saltburn, you won't find any of that. You'll find nice people. Very rarely do you get snaked on a wave. It's a good time. The other nice little thing about Saltburn is once you've had enough of your surfing, there's been a skate park built just round the corner, past the golf club. It's a beautiful little spot, which is great for old people like me to get the feet back under them for shredding. I used to skateboard well when I was younger. Now I'm a bit older and my bones don't like it as much, but it's a great little skate park to get it back under your feet. It was built in memorial of a young lad who lost his life unfortunately. It's well looked after. It's a community project, so everybody chips in. It's kept very tidy by everybody that skates there, and it's a really cool little spot to just have a little shred about on. There's bigger ramps for more serious people. You know, you can take BMXs and stuff on there as well. But if you're just skateboarding like I am, it's a cool little spot. You can get your feet under you, start to push yourself, try some bigger tricks as well, and hopefully get some shredding done. So that's Saltburn. This is Reap on the Road. We'll get back to Jiu Jitsu gyms soon. I know you all love that content, and we've got loads planned. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and all that shit. Make sure you go to reapjujitsu.com, where we not only do jiu-jitsu stuff, we do general clothing for everybody else that just wants to look cool off the mats as well as on the mats. If you're into jiu-jitsu, buy some jiu-jitsu stuff and some clothing. If you're not into jiu-jitsu, that's cool. We've got some nice surf hats on there, building up to our snow stuff coming in November. And our regular clothing, if I may say so myself, is awesome, and you won't get chastised for not doing jiu-jitsu and wearing Reap Jiu-Jitsu stuff. So please feel free to check out the store. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Reap on the Road, Saltburn. Any questions about surfing, anything you want to know, drop us a line. We'll sort you out.